Greetings, YouTube. Anyone that's a fan of snow, you can come and get this, because frankly, I don't want it. There's my weatherbird on my porch, covered in snow. Alrighty, so we're going to have a bargain video, the first of 2014. So we'll start with the first of the bargains I found, which is literally a bargain I found. This is a carpet sample, which has numerous, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got, 32 little samples of carpet, and I found this whole sheet just sitting in a cart in a parking lot, just like somebody left it there. I have no idea why, but it was in perfect condition, and it was free. So I figure I can use those as spacers or pads for when I have something that might have a little friction or something. And, again, it was free, so I could find some use for it. Then we have some books. We have Feasting Free on Wild Edibles. We Are the Weather Makers, The History of Climate Change. Because yes, I know it's a radical concept, but I actually happen to be a supporter of the idea that, humans are adversely affecting the climate. The Two, which is a biography of the original Siamese twins, or at least the original Siamese twins known to us. I'm sure that there were many historical cases in the past. Sweet Charity, which deals with emergency food and the end of entitlement, which deals with the utter failure of private charities to actually handle the load of Americans' need for food aid. The Book of Wizardcraft, in which the apprentice first finds spells, potions, fantastic tales, and 50 enchanting things to make. Illustrated by Lindy Burnett. And I found this, and the illustrations really are quite nice, and I was quite impressed by them. Just very colorful. And there's little projects in here for kids to do. Crafts and some very basic, simple kitchen-style chemistry, costuming, things like that, which I thought was kind of made me smile. I thought I'd flip through it, and I may very well give this to some kid I know that might find it of use. And it's also got this kind of faux leather squishy feel to it with a nice tassel, little bookmark. Then we have a book of bonsai, which is an idea I love. I love the idea of miniature plants. They're just really cool. I will never be able to have one because I have 3 cats, all of which like to beat up on the plants that we do have. But it's full of really nice pictures, and so I thought, what the heck, for $1, I'd give it a try. Give it a look. Now we have some DVDs. We have the 6th Day, Miami Vice, and I'll be honest, I may have already owned Miami Vice, but I paid like 80 cents for this. I got 5 DVDs for $6, something like that. No, not 80 cents. No, $1.20, sorry. Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. I like a good Spider-Man cartoon. The Frighteners, which is a movie I've actually been looking for, and I had considered buying it off the secondary market, I got it for $1.20. So I'm like, cool, $1.20. The Island with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. I heard some decent things about it, and it was, again, a reasonable price. The Girl Next Door, the unrated version. I actually have heard good things about this, so I thought, what the heck, it was a good price, and I'd give it a view. We have Benny and June. My wife is a Johnny Depp fan. We have a Chris Rock concert, because Chris Rock is often very, very funny. We have Risky Business. I enjoyed the film, and this has got commentary by Tom Cruise himself, so that could be interesting. The First Easter Rabbit with Burl Ives. That was a great find. And Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, which is just bro-tastic. Then we have a gorilla. This is from a kid's line of toys, and it's a gorilla, and I have a thing for gorilla figures. We have a couple of plastic boxes. I recently purchased a glue gun and glue sticks, so I want to have something to put them in so I don't lose them. So I lucked out. I found 2 of these boxes at a thrift store. I found them for $1 a piece, and I only need one, but for $1, I picked the other one up because I know I'll fill it with something. And, you got little small items you want to keep in one place. Well, there you go. Then we have a tiki. This is made out of some kind of resin of some variety. And I actually bought this a few weeks back, and I hid it amongst my wife's things because she has an affection for tiki stuff, and I figured it would be humorous for her to find this one of her drawers. So she finally found it, and so I'm now going to return it to her once it goes in the video. We have this small blue and stoneware vase, which I quite liked. Now I bought this after, the same day, but after I bought this vase, this little bowl. Now this bowl, it says made by someone named Pastor. This bowl has a little bit of a story behind it. I've been visiting this one particular thrift store, or antique shop. It's called the 101 Antique Shop, or Antique Shop on 101A. I'm not positive what it is, but it's in Amherst, New Hampshire. And I've been visiting there for about 2 years now, and I go there probably 3, maybe 4 times a year. And this has been there every time I've been there. Every time I visited, this bowl was at that store. And I'm like, it's, the glazing is kind of heavy, and it's a little bit on the primitive side. And I'm like, I kept hemming and hawing about it. Then when I saw this the other day, I realized that it had a certain level of symbolism for me. Because on the outside, you have this very simple, somewhat heavily glazed bowl in a very drab, kind of a brown color. But when you look at the opening here, you have all these little spikes, which is very symbolic of the protective nature that those of us who have survived abuse experience. We become prickly for a reason. And yet at the heart of this very drab, defensive bowl is a little splash of color. I quite like that. Then we have a compass. This is a liquid-filled compass. I picked it up for $1. I actually don't need this at the moment, but I figure I could give it to somebody else, or maybe like one of my nephews or something, and for $1, what the heck. And then we had a very large cast iron key. And it came with this chain, so obviously it was designed to be hung. I don't know why it was designed to be hung, but I liked it. It kind of made me smile, and it's very heavy. I mean, it's very hefty, and it is cast iron. It is magnetic. I checked it because I carry a magnet on me. And then we have these 4 bells. Let me get down here. 4 bells. Now, I'm going to switch hands here for a second because I'm right-handed. We have this little bell. It doesn't have a horrible sound. It's got a pretty decent sound, but it's been slightly squished and is a very small crack. So I am hesitant to modify this and change it to make it round again because I'm afraid I might hurt the crack, but it's not a bad sound. This one is from Italy. This is an Indian. That's a nice sound. This one is a lady bell. Now I had to put the clapper in myself, and I didn't have a proper clapper, so I threw a couple of washers in there. If I find a heavier clapper, her sound might increase a little. And my wife already has one of these, but there's a reason I own it now. And then we have the Monk. And those of you that saw my New Year's Day video already saw him. He has a nice sound. Now I got all 4 of these for $12. So I bought it as a lot. So that's why I ended up having multiple lady bells. Then we have this pillow, which is a neck pillow. It is in decent shape, and it has the cover can come off to be washed, which is nice. And I've been looking for one for my car. I have one in my wife's car, so if I'm a passenger, I can take a nap because I love sleeping in cars. And now I have one for my car, so if I'm a passenger in my own car, I can take a nap, or someone else can take a nap in my car. Then we have this leather here. We'll go with this leather. Now these are each one of these little bundles is 4 pieces. 4 blacks and 4 browns, and they're all approximately 8 by 11, about the size of your average piece of printing paper. And I picked each of these up for $1.50 a piece, so $3 got me 8 pieces of leather, and it's nice quality. It's not the heaviest stuff, but it's nice quality, and I don't have any projects that need leather right now, but for $3 for that much leather, I'm like, I can't pass it up. It's just too good. So I picked it up, and I will find a use for it someday. Then we have this set here. Now this set is designed for a reciprocating saw. One of those right there, reciprocating saw. Okay, and you use this attachment to put it inside the tip of the saw. That's why it's got this little flat thing. And then you can then mount any of these 4 tools because they all have hex heads, hex drive shafts. Now, interesting, while I was at the store, this brush right here was being sold for $10. Just this brush. No attachment, just the brush. Yet, this kit right here that you see, the adapter and 4 tools, nylon, stainless steel, a scrub pad, and a file, was $13. So, I bought the $13 one. So there you have it, folks. Some things I found over the end of the last year, and this is the first video of 2014.